YouTube? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. If you're video, make sure you leave a like. Today I got a good one, man. We're gonna be reviewing the legendary Super Saiyan Goku from Figuarts. We're gonna reviewing it, comparing it to other Gokus, see how it stands up in the current market of Figuarts right now. I'm excited about this thing, man. I've been waiting a minute to get this thing out the box. It's been staring me right in the face. I ain't been able to really get to it, nothing like that, because I had so much going on. But we here and we ready to review this thing, man. Before I even jump into the review, let me just let y'all know that this is probably my favorite figure on the market as of right now as far as Figuarts. Even like any Figuarts that's been released since the beginning of Figuarts, or even any type of Dragon Ball figure, this is probably, to me, this is probably the best figure to me. This is probably gonna be my grail piece for a good minute until we get something else. If we get Super Vegeta, then it's gonna put a wraps on this thing. It's probably my second, but as of right now, this figure right here is definitely my favorite figure, man. This is my childhood to me, man. This is crazy. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z Kai every time it would air, and it was always reruns of the Frieza saga from where Vegeta ends up back on Planet Namek all the way up to, of course, the end of the Frieza saga where Frieza's killed, and then it would just rerun again. But they just had those reruns playing my whole childhood until they finally decided to I think they ain't remastered the original DBZ, the Future Trunks and Android Saga at the time yet. So that's why they kept doing the reruns. But like I said, at that time, that's all I seen of Dragon Ball at that time, man. For that period of time until I ended up going out and buying the DVDs myself. That's all I had seen was the Frieza Saga just on repeat. And man, this is literally, this straight up Goku from that saga. It's crazy to me that they got this perfect. It has that brand new 3.0 body. Like I said, I just don't think it gets any more iconic than this. So without further ado, I'm gonna start talking y'all's heads out. Let's go ahead and get into the review. And here we are at the new setup. I can't wait to get this figure out the box. As far as the box itself, as you can see on the outside, they did a good job at the representation of Goku during this time with this iconic pose. I'm guessing this is supposed to be the iconic pose when Goku was trying to get off the planet when it was about to explode, and he started yelling. Definitely represents the figure perfectly. Like I said, I love the outside of the Figuarts box. It definitely has a premium look to it. Like I used to say I hated them, but as time went on, I just started to see them different. It definitely has that premium format. This figure box is definitely way bigger compared to a different Figuarts box. As you can see, you can put a regular size one in front of it, and it is slightly taller. I would say it's about the same size as a Cell, the First Form Cell box. It just don't have that width to it. It's the same size as far as like side by side, like thinness. But as far as the box, like I said, it's a little bit taller than a normal box. That's only because it does come with a little bit more accessories than your average Figuarts. But like I said, in front of the box, I'm loving it. Of course, you see obviously Goku on the side, product image. On this side, you get the typical Figuarts logo as well as the name. You get all your company logos on the bottom. Coming on the side, ain't too much to talk about for the simple fact that all Figuarts box, like I say this in every review, pretty much the same thing. Coming in at the back of the box, we do have some good product images of Goku himself. And they did a really good job with actually displaying a couple of these poses. It is so crazy to see a figure this bulky be putting poses like this. But as you can see, you just have your typical warnings on the back of it. Of course, the Bandai name code on the back. But as far as that, it's pretty much a typical Figuarts box. Without further ado, let me stop talking. Let's get this thing out. Before we jump into the figure, here are the accessories. And man, do we get a lot of accessories with this figure? I feel like we don't, compared to the older Figuarts back in the day. I feel like they used to come with way more effect pieces and stands and all that, but times have changed, things have went up. So I feel like this amount of stuff is definitely good with this figure. You're only paying like 67, probably like, I think mine was 71.88 after tax and all that, but you're getting a good amount for what you're paying for. I definitely feel like it's worth it. It's all great quality, but as you can see, we definitely got a bunch of accessories on. But starting off, we do have a extra attachment hair piece here. It definitely has great detail on it all around. It has shading of the yellow, darker yellow, going into that very light, almost pale yellow. Kind of wish they did a little bit more lighter, be a little bit more anime accurate. It's not too bad. It's definitely close enough. Just wish it was a little bit more paler, but nonetheless, it definitely sculpted perfectly in detail. But this is a version of hair for when he powers up. Obviously, it's more of that spiky look and flaring up as compared to the other look that's a little bit more relaxed. Coming into this part, you do have an extra bang piece that goes on that also, again, it gets that power up look with the other hairpiece that he does have on his head. Now, when it comes to the faces, we do have a couple different faces. We have a smirk face, which definitely represents Goku perfectly during this point in time, because he definitely was super cocky while fighting Frieza during this time, so it's definitely fitting to give him the smirk face. You have, of course, typical yellow face. I'm loving how detailed they're getting with these faces. As you can see, all that sculpted detail in there. Eyes are perfect. I'm loving the 3D print. It's definitely perfect. It is on point. Coming in here, we have a teeth gritting face. As you can see, all of these look just like Goku from the anime. That's what be blowing me. Like, they even got the dents in the forehead. If you ask me, I feel like they definitely improved a little bit more on the 3D print itself. Having detail sculpted into the actual head itself. You can see some dents in the head other than the little line work. So it definitely looks good. I'm loving what they're doing with that. Might as well get the big one out the way. We do have the Kamehameha effect. This thing definitely looks good. I love the white. It's almost like a pale white shading they did around the whole entire thing to give it that light effect. Has that translucent blue. Nothing to complain about with this. Although I do want to talk about, before I even get to anything else, these hands right here are made specifically to plug into this. As you can see, that hole is right there. So you plug one of these hands in, you put the other key blast hand that don't have the peg itself on the other side, obviously hold it. But these do plug in, and that's the reason it has this peg on it. And then, of course, you have the hole on the other side. This one is the same way. So if you wanted to use either the right or the left as his dominant hand, he's using for the Kamehameha blast. You do have that option. So those are what these hands are for. You do have pretty much the same exact key blast hands over here that don't have that type of peg stuck on it, for more of a actual flush look if you don't want to use the peg instead, or if you're wanting to use a key blast hand without a peg coming out of it, you do have that option over here. Definitely is cool to see them do that with that effect piece. I don't think I've seen them ever do that before. Y'all might have to correct me down in the comments, but I don't personally think I've never seen it as far as Dragon Ball figures. But at the top, we do have, again, some more key blast hands. These are more of an open palm key blast hands. I would say these is used more for if he's using one hand to shoot a key blast at somebody. So you do have those, the more open hand look. You do have the more closed together. I would say this is kind of, I mean, they could be either fighting style hands or, again, more key blast hands. Or you could use them as grabbing hands, honestly. But nonetheless, we do have those. And then, again, you get even more key blast hands. They did go crazy with the hands. I mean, there's not too much difference between these two. These ones are a little bit more open than these ones, but not too much of a difference with them, honestly. But you do nonetheless get these hands too. And then, of course, with every Goku figure, you got to get the fighting style hands at this point. It's typical and normal at this point. But as you can see, man, there is definitely a lot of accessories to choose from. This whole entire pile of just hands, hair pieces, everything else. And this is not including the fisted hands that are on the figure, including the regular hair either. This is just, again, these are the extra pieces you get in the pack. I like the Kamehameha effect. Everything is did perfectly to me. The 3D print is there. All the faces look perfect. All the hands look perfect. Everything's been sculpted good. I have nothing to complain about. Everything, I would give it a 10 out of 10 on all the hands, the hair pieces. We will try the hair pieces here in a minute to see if they do fit on the figure, if they work good. But yeah, man, like I said, I give everything a 10 out of 10. Let's go ahead and get to the figure itself. And here we are, man. I don't have no words. I cannot believe I got my hands on this thing. As soon as I seen this thing was announced, I did not care how much it was finna be. If it was gonna be 60, 80, 90, I was buying it. Like, there was, as of recently, I've been a little stingy when it comes to Figuarts because of situations like the Future Trunks I had picked up twice and the quality was garbage. So I've been a little iffy, but I seen this thing, and as soon as I seen it, I was like, yeah, I don't even care what the outcome is. I'm a right off rip, I'm getting it. I don't care if I got a pre-order or what. Luckily, it wasn't a situation where all the pre-orders sold out or anything like that. I was able to wait and buy it when it actually released. And man, I'm just telling you right now, this thing is perfect. This is literally perfection as far as Dragon Ball. There's no getting no better than this. They went crazy with this one. I got to give it to them, man. This is literally, I would say, as far as scope, look, detail, 10 out of 10. This definitely got to be one of the top Dragon Ball figures of all time. This is just for me personally, because I could not think of any other figure that would beat this figure. As far as like straight up Dragon Ball Z figure, like there's no getting around it, man. And it's on this 3-point. Look how bulky the body is, bro. They definitely went crazy with this one. Again, the 3D printing on point, literally looks just like Goku. You can see the hair right there. Does have that shading. It has that more fluffed out look compared to other Goku figures, which fits it perfectly. It's definitely anime accurate. And then as you can see, on the legs, the boots, the paint is, they just went crazy. The quality control is definitely on point with this one. I don't know if they heard everybody tripping about the trunks, so they went and made sure this one was going to be on point. But as of right now, I'm seeing nothing but quality. As you can see, you got the legs busting through the actual pants itself. All the rips and tears are perfectly sculpted to the point where they'll actually poke you up. They that sharp, bro. But as far as sculpt and detail, bro, I'm trying to tell you right now, I have nothing negative to say about it. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 from the head to the toe, bro. The paint, 100% accurate, has that lighter orange on top of that darker orange. You can see the shading in there. You see the shading down these other sides too. Boots perfectly painted. Upper torso. I did notice back when I seen the original pictures of people getting this thing early that the chest was a different color than the skin, like the actual arms and stuff. Pretty much the same problem that the original Ultra Instinct Goku had, but I can tell you right now, for having it in person, I'm not seeing that at all. I see no difference in the color. I don't know for sure if it's picking up on camera. It doesn't look like it, but I know for me, with my eyes looking at it right now, I don't see any difference in the color itself. But like I said, head to toe, definitely a 10 out of 10. I give it a 10 out of 10. This thing is beautifully sculpted all the way around. Again, it is sitting on that brand new 3.0 body. This thing is on point in every way as far as paint detail. And like I say, even on the accessories, everything is perfect. They went crazy with the quality control. I'm hoping I don't mess my statement up with what I'm about to do, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the articulation and see if it's going to hold up there too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take off this piece right here. So at this point, this figure is no longer dead stock. We're going to go ahead and start with the head. Looking up, you do get about that much on the head. That is not using the torso or nothing. That's just using the neck peg itself. Does look up a good amount when it comes to looking down. This thing got a crazy amount of range in the neck. But as you can see, it does look down a good amount. You do have a crazy pivot in the neck. That's crazy, bro. All right, see, I can see right now, this is probably gonna be one of the best articulated figures that I got. I ain't even gonna lie to you. As you can see, got a crazy neck pivot. That's wild. It got a good amount of range in that neck. Going over to the arms itself, they do go up that much. Bro, that's crazy. They really went crazy with this. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Ooh, that gap ugly though. I ain't gonna lie. That gap is ugly. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That gap ugly. I ain't gonna front. But it does go about that much. Doesn't go any further. It does go back down that much. As far as the elbows, you do have the double jointed elbow. Of course, you have a swivel. All these joints is nice and tight. I don't want to scrape. I don't know if they're gonna start scraping or nothing, but this is a little tight on this area right here. As you can see, it does have the sculpted in like dents and cuts and all that on Goku itself, just like the anime. At the wrist, you do get, it does have the typical hinge. You just gotta move it around a little bit. I'm guessing it's because this right here, so it's kind of stopping it a little bit. But you do get a good amount of range in the arms. You can twist them all the way around too. So you definitely got a good amount of range for a figure this big. I don't know why I didn't do the butterfly joint, because, I mean, clearly it's there. But as you can see, that's crazy. It do get a little gappy in the back, but, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're trying to get a crazy pose, I mean, I don't know what you expect. But nonetheless, the butterfly joint does work perfectly. As far as bending over, that sounded pause. I ain't gonna lie, that sounded bogus. But as far as bending over, he do bend over about that much. Pause. He do bend back. Pause. Too much going back, but he does have a lot going forward. Pause. I don't know why everything sounded crazy when I say it, but coming down to the legs, pause. Like, what the? Coming down to the lower legs, we do have that new 3.0 joint system, just like on the Gohan and the Trunks. This does actually move itself. Just like any other Goku figure, it is a separate piece, the belt piece. It does come up a little bit if you move it around, but as long as you push it back down, it should be straight. As far as the legs with the new 3.0 joints, now I will say something. I'm not gonna lie. When I do crack it out, and I'm gonna show y'all the bootleg trunks, I feel like, and even the Gohan, I feel like they did this section of the new 3.0 perfectly. It just look a little weird to me. I feel like they should have went with the Gohan look where it's kind of cut right here and it's sitting flush, but it's not too big of a deal, I'm guessing, so it doesn't affect the articulation itself. But without that being said, coming into the leg articulation, it do go up. As you can see, Goku does kick up a good amount. That is crazy, bro. For a figure this big and you getting that much range in a joint is insane to me. It does kick up, bro, ain't no way this is happening. Like, I see it is right. Like, a figure this big kicking like that is crazy, bro. But as y'all can see, I mean, look at it, bro. Like, it's really kicking that high. Like, if you wanted to, Goku really finna hand out face kicks with this leg. That's crazy. That is so crazy. So the leg do go up about that much. Don't really go back at all. That is because this piece is blocking it, but I don't think anybody will be using that or having it go back anyway. So again, you do get that much, and then you get that much in the front. It does go a little bit more if you want to push it. Coming down to the knees itself, you do have a double jointed knee. Definitely, again, like I said, crazy range of motion. And then of course, coming down to the feet, you do have a pivot, which is insane, bro. This has got to be one of the best. This is crazy. Y'all let me know down in the comments if I'm tripping or not. I feel like this is probably one of the best pose figures I've had. I ain't even gonna lie. It might be the trunks is like this too, but I ain't never really got to pose it around because it just kept falling apart. And the legs were super loose, so I didn't want to hold a pose. But, bro, this thing's got crazy pivot in the feet. Of course, you get the toe joint. And then, of course, you get a little bit of up and down at the actual joint itself in the foot. But like I said, man, I don't think I've seen, bro, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't own them or nothing. Because there is a couple Figuarts I ain't never had my hands on. But I don't think I've owned any other Figuarts that had the amount of range this thing does have. And I don't know why I'm just now remembering to do this. But it does twist about that much up top. I don't know why I forgot to do that or how I even forgot to do it. But it does twist about that much. So you do got a good amount of range side to side. But like I said, man, I don't think I know any figure that got this amount of range on it. I really don't. But that's just me personally. Y'all let me know if y'all can think of any down in the comments or if you own any that does have articulation this good. But man, I give it a 10 out of 10 on the articulation. Before I jump into anything else, I did want to put it side by side, the original Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. And as you can see, height difference, it does look to be a little bit, it might be because the head bent down a little bit. I think it is the same size. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just think the head's, well, I don't know. It do look a little bit shorter. It might be slightly shorter than the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. But as you can see, as far as the muscle mass, look how big this thing is compared to this, bro. Like, I know y'all see it. That is crazy. And of course, I had to do the size comparison with the Frieza. And then obviously, these gotta go together. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And as you can see, they definitely scale perfectly. I feel like that's the perfect height for both of them. Like I said, I feel like this Goku might be slightly shorter than any other Goku, but that is very slightly. But as you can see, man, it scales perfectly with pretty much the other figures in the line. That'll pretty much do it. That'll pretty much wrap up pretty much the review of the figure. But as far as my overall thoughts on this figure, bro, if you had the chance to get this figure, whether you are an SH Figuarts collector, whether you just collect Dragon Ball, whether you're somebody who likes Dragon Ball, this definitely is a must-have. Like, you gotta get this figure. Like, there's no better, to me, as of right now, there is no better Dragon Ball Z, specifically Z, figure at this time. Like, this thing is perfect all around. The quality control is there. All the joints are tight. The sculpt is all the way there. It's got shading. The paint is perfectly done. All the effect pieces is perfectly done. Perfect 3D printing in the faces. Look just like Goku. Yeah, man, I definitely recommend this. And the price is going for, I feel like it's perfect. Like, I don't feel like they're charging too much. I don't feel like it's too less. I feel like it's a perfect price. To me, the quality is there. It's all the way around perfect quality. It's got good QC. Like I said, paint details there. If I was to give this figure a rating 1 out of 10, definitely gonna be like 15 or even 100. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't capping y'all out either. I'm telling you, this figure is definitely worth the money. So if you can, or if you do want this figure, make sure you go grab it while you can at this price point. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, this is one of them ones that's gonna skyrocket, and then you're gonna regret missing out on it. I'm definitely looking to get this figure in my collection. It's definitely a 10 out of 10. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Till then, I'm out. Stay tuned.